Greetings YouTube, Skill Incarnate bringing you all the latest indie gaming goodness. Welcome back as we look at another indie game. This time we're looking at Startup Panic by my friends at Tinybuild. Startup Panic simulates the fun, excitement and sometimes terror of working in the tech industry. Now because I have more than a little experience working in this area, I thought I'd have a look and see how closely it translates to the real deal. Let's have a look at Startup Panic. So the first thing we need to do is to give our company a name, which will of course be Goat Tech. It's going to be founded by yours truly. And the home base, of course, the land down under. We do have a fair bit of choice. Very thorough, Tinybuild. Now we start off in a corporate bullpen, working for our overlords, and I mean this is really only 50% parody. A lot of places are like this, and the poor little IT guy is virtually invisible. And I know from personal experience, sometimes they don't really realise how valuable you are until you're gone. And this guy has quit his job, and he's going to make it on his own. And it's up to us to guide him to fortune and glory. James Snip. Hi there, I'm happy to see you. You may recognise me from my previous work I do, but I'm going to avoid a lawsuit. I've been working for a big shiny corporate company, and now they've replaced me with a young, brighter, sexier female named... Yes, that's probably best not to mention her. So now he's on our side, and it seems that he's not looking for money, which is good because we don't have a hell of a lot. I have agreement with the game developers stating I will provide a free service for startups in exchange for a place in the game. So now we have a name, we have to develop our first feature. Now for those who've worked in tech, you're probably familiar with this concept. We're working in an agile sort of framework with small sprints, developing features which we will iterate upon or revise depending on what's needed. So our first feature is the landing page, which is just basically I would assume it's a static page, a very small entry port into whatever app we're building. So we only have one employee at the moment, and we need to work out what the overall theme for the page is going to be. Are we going to be using? Is it going to be very technical? Is it designed for users, like a form or a checkbox, something the user can interact with, or are we looking for something with a visual flair? So we can actually read a little bit here, and sometimes it will give us a bit of a clue, at least in the early game. So aesthetic skill. Now, for obvious reasons, we need to worry about other factors as well. It needs to be usable, and we probably want to invest a little bit of technology time as well. So that means that it's going to be written in a way that can be maintained easily down the line. It's going to be relatively usable, and it's going to look nice. So now our little avatar is going to get to work. Now as you can see, every time we develop a feature it's going to cost money. And I probably, if I was starting a startup, I probably wouldn't start with $4,000, but we're going to have to make it last. And the more users we get, the more revenue we can earn through ad revenue and through product sales. Now at the start, we're not going to earn a hell of a lot, So we're going to have to look at other ways to earn money. Beautiful. So that's very solid. The overall score, 8.2. We've got some reviews. Usually you'll get a bit of feedback that will tell you how you went and what you need to look at more. You can see here that we probably should have we should have focused a little bit more on usability and less on technology. But we can rework anything we've done later. Now we've got a company trait, and there are a number of different options here, but for now we're going to go with going green, which will allow us to reduce our rent. And 5% doesn't sound like a lot, but when at the start of the game we're making peanuts, it's going to really help every cent we can save. Okay, so we have our first feature. And as our friend James Snip is telling us, we need to look at the income of features. Some of them we need for functionality, and just others we need to earn ad revenue, to make some money. Now anything under a score of 7 is probably something we need to rework immediately, but for now we're going to leave that. Register. Users will be able to register and log on to your site by filling out information like name, email, password. Okay. Now usability. Obviously that's very, very important here. So usability will be high. Technology won't be, I mean, I guess we may have, because we're entering information, personally identifiable information, we want to make sure that it is safe. I probably should add some more to that, but we'll see how we go. At the start of the game, we don't have a lot of options to improve our work, as we can do things like get experts on board and also unlock training. We can then upgrade our skills, go back and rework areas, make them better, just like in real life, reworking features, refining. A lot of the challenge in developing these features is that you want to go and create more features all the time, but you have to make sure that you're not building up tech debt by creating basically garbage that you can't maintain down the line. So hopefully this will earn us a little bit of money. More importantly, some users. Fingers crossed we get a good score. Very nice, 9 out of 10. So as you can see, not a hell of a lot of money. And Andrew Alatorre. Andrew, how have you been? Last time I saw you, you were at the graduation party. I'm working for the big company. That's great. What can I do for you? My company needs a system analyst, and I remember you were the best analyst in the class. Well, that's a nice offer, but we're gonna stick with the startup for now. Only 1 out of 10 startups survive, and only 5% the first 5 years. It's 3%, but who's counting? You know you'll work longer hours than most people. You'll have more responsibility. Are you suicidal? I'll have a crappier salary too, but creating a startup is something I want to do. Now there is a big failure rate for startups, but as someone who's worked with a few people who did do startups, if you have the work ethic and the time, and you just happen to be, I think luck plays a big part in it too. You can definitely do very well for yourself. So the next thing we want to do is to develop our next feature, a text ad. And this will need a split of usability and aesthetics. Usability and aesthetics. A little bit of tech, I guess. I try to have at least 10% technology. That's not perfect, but it'll do for now. And as you can see, we don't have any users yet, but we will shortly. And our goal is to get as many users as we can, corner the market, and create a product that's going to have people coming back for more. So hopefully we can start making some money. As you can see, our funds are rapidly declining right now. Okay, fingers crossed. 8.9, very nice. Now as you can see, the income for this particular piece of work is massively larger than the others. $21 per 1,000 users. Not a hell of a lot of money, but it's going to add up, especially once we start breaking a few thousand people. Now that you've started your own business, you have to pay the monthly bill. Okay, so now we'll make a bit of money, and we have to create some more income by doing some contract work. So when clients are satisfied, your company rating will go up, and this will attract more clients. But we also want to make sure we don't bite off more than we can chew, because if we put out work that's bad, we'll torpedo our rating. So now one thing we should do, go to our employees and find out what I'm good at. So Skill Incarnate, the CEO, seems to have a bit of skill, no pun intended, at aesthetics. So we should focus on aesthetics. Whoops, I don't want to develop a feature, I want to... t-shirt design, aesthetics, beautiful. Now because we're doing a t-shirt design, it's almost going to be entirely aesthetics. No technology involved, because it's basically building a t-shirt, but we'll leave it 5%. Now this should make us a little bit of money, which we can then finagle into making some more features. As you can see, our monthly balance is in the red. Nice. So as you can see, it wasn't fantastic, but we got the full payment. They were happy, and we got a fair bit of money there. Now the next thing we want to do is, of course, to build another feature, which is going to net us some more cash. Okay, aesthetic skill. So we're going to need a lot of aesthetics, usability. And now this is important. Name, profile picture, all that stuff. We need to have a bit of tech, because we have to worry about things like data breaches, personal information being taken, hackers, all that stuff. I would add more to technology. In fact, I probably should. And even though we'll get a lower score now, but we can also have people down the line, hackers, hitting our page, and that's going to result in data breaches. It's going to result in users' data getting out there, and a negative view of our company. So hopefully this will get a nice rating, and that's going to, the goal in the very early game is to get our monthly balance to even out. We want a monthly balance of 0, and that way the only time I have to worry about raising more money is when I want to develop features faster. Because you want to be doing contract work less and less as the game goes on, and move over into more funds. 8 out of 10, still not happy. Now as you can see here, we probably should have added more usability and less aesthetic. So what I should have done was leave the tech where it was, add some more usability and less aesthetic. But as you can see, we're making a little wee bit of money. Time to develop another feature. Friend. So this is the add friend functionality, and we'll need usability for that. And of course a little bit of tech. That'll do the trick. Now as we level up our skills, we'll actually be able to have more than 100% of effort, because we'll get a multiplier from our higher skill level in tech, usability or aesthetics. And we don't want to train in all three, we want to try and set up specialists. We want a usability guy, an aesthetics guy. I mean obviously we don't have a software tester in the team, so I think this guy's doubling as the tester. Where we're also worrying about the time ticking down, because we're still having to pony up a fair bit of dough. We've only got 3 people right now. Okay, so that's not great. As you can see, probably needed a little less aesthetics and a bit more tech. But that has netted us a few hundred users, and our monthly balance is going down. Look at those stats. You've done a great job. You never thought I would make it. It's not important. The important thing is keeping the users you already have. Getting a user to join is difficult, but persuading them to keep using your service is exponentially more challenging. You need to expand your startup by adding new features. This will ensure users will stick around. I'd love to see how you grow, but I have a date with another assistant. Theory, huh? Okay, so our goal is to continue developing features, growing our user base, and getting some more passive income. But our money is going down, so these look like easy money. So this is allowing users to have custom themes. Aesthetic skill. So let's bump that up. And a little less technology this time, because it's almost purely visual, these changes. The UX guy is probably going to be doing the most work. Problem is, we're the UX guy, we're everything. Now you can speed time up, which does help, and later on when we have multiple employees, the projects we work on will get more and more complex. So hopefully this will net us some more users. We've only got a couple of hundred, which would be nice if we weren't relying on this for our income. little less than stellar. But we've got some more users. And as you can see, we've got a steady decline in quality because these tasks are getting more complex. And we will need to do some training soon. So this one's going to be expensive. Okay, so a theme shop. Aesthetic skill once again. This time I'm going to go a little less heavy on aesthetics and invest a little bit more in tech. I think that's pretty good. Actually, let's make it less. Perfect. Now the other thing which we need to worry about is motivation. So the longer we work, the more of our energy we use up. Eventually our motivation will drop to the point where we need to take a break. Of course, this concept is alien to me because I'm an IT guy, and the only time I stop to take a break is usually when I'm playing a video game, which I'm doing now. Okay, that is horrendous. So 5.8, as you can see, there's a bit of income. We're in the green, but we need to rework this. Congratulations, you've been invited to Leap, the biggest startup competition in the country. Join now for a chance of winning 10 grand. The competition is dedicated to medium startups, and the scores based on how much your startup grows. Join now and we will monitor your startup growth for 2 years. If only your startup were more mature, this would be an opportunity to showcase. You don't think we have a chance of winning? With the current state of your startup, it's possible. Just as it's possible to create a word processor program using assembly code. Great, we have a chance. It won't be easy. We can make winning this competition one of our milestones. Since Leap competition is to measure how we grow, we have to create more features and to bring as much value as possible to our users. Okay. So $10,000 is going to bankroll a hell of a lot of development work. Look at that score. It's so bad I thought a toddler made it. Wow, wait, on second thought, a toddler can do much better than that. I don't know. It's like my brain is refusing to cooperate. So obviously as your motivation goes down, it also adversely affects your work. You want to make sure you're as motivated as possible to get the best possible work. Now, we'll also take hits when we fail a job. So we want to try and regularly take a break. Stop working to be more productive. It's somewhat ironic and makes sense at the same time. But I'm not sure about our cash. Let me pay for your first vacation. Next time, make sure you save money for a vacation or a reserve when some pirate kidnaps your employee. We're talking about software pirates, right? Not like the hat and sword type of pirates. Wouldn't rule out anything. This is a Tinybuild game. I'll go on a vacation to clear my mind. So there are a number of different vacations to take. Nice. Now as you can see, not only have we unlocked the ability to train and to go on a vacation, our user base has gone massively up. The problem is we're feeling a little demotivated. Now, you can see here we got some serious motivation problems. These more expensive holidays are going to be too expensive for us. Let's stick with something simple. Especially at the beginning when our funds are low. So probably going to need another. Let's hit another vacation. and that should get us out of the red, and then we can continue developing features. Jonathan Allberg. Hello, do you know who I am? Should I? I mean, you're looking pretty smug, so I'm guessing you're going to be some tech giant. I mean, I already know. Have we met before? Excuse me. I said my name is Johan Allberg. Are you famous? Allberg of Allberg Industries. Oh, I've heard of you. The head of Allberg Industries is named Manfred Allberg, not Johan. The head of Allberg Industries was Manfred. My father has passed away and I am the sole heir. I mean, you might be a douchebag, but your dad's dead. Have no fears, Allberg Industries is safe with me. I meant because of your father's death. Oh yes, tragic. I can hear how torn up you are. I mean, I'm guessing he's a trust fund baby. He was just there waiting for his dad to croak. Thanks for the warning. I'm not giving up. So we've already got an underdog tale, and as you can see, our users have dramatically gone down because Allberg has poached all of them. We all make mistakes, like I did when I chose to become a virtual assistant before it was cool. Now when it's finally a big deal, people forget. Do you understand what I'm talking about? If you do, it means you're old. I guess I am old. The point is, we all make mistakes. If you made an error when creating a feature, you can revise it. A lousy feature means higher maintenance costs, or a competitor will develop a better version than you did. So we need to revise one of the features that we stuffed up, which will be easy enough to find. You can see here, 5.8, this is terrible. So now, as I recall, aesthetic skill. I may need to increase aesthetic skill. Let's see how that goes. It looks like your competitor has snatched some of your company's market share. Don't worry too much. Competition is like a bad flu. Sooner or later we catch it. Keep developing new features that people love and you will beat your competition in no time. Easier said than done. Research is unlocked. Okay, so now we can do some research. Nice. Now we have the option to move to a bigger office, but I'm going to hold off on that for a bit to try and get a little bit of money behind us. As you can see, our user base is big enough, and our monthly balance is now in the green. But to hire an office, that's actually going to put us back into the red. Okay, 8. Not too bad. As you can see, a hefty increase in income. Now I could do a post-mortem, but I can see here that we probably should have put more into tech. I'll save the post-mortem for later. An online blogger released such a terrible review of your app that you wonder if they even know how to use it. Will you reply? Now I know from experience that replying to some of this feedback is often a bad thing. However, it seems like Johan, our friend, is hacking. A group of hackers named The Obvious has hacked your server. This group is notorious for being a hired hand to destroy business, enterprise, or even vital assets in government. One of your features has been affected. Okay, so we lost a fair bit of money. Johan's being a little bit of a douche. And we have a little bit of motivation. So what we're going to do is find the feature that's been hacked. Here we go. We do a revision. And because this feature was pretty well it got a pretty good score. I'm not going to change the metrics. We're just going to do the revision, and hopefully that will get the feature working as it should. As you can see, our user base is rapidly tanking. So when we find something that's broken, we have to swarm on it and get it fixed as soon as possible. Okay, 8.2. That's not too bad. As you can see, not a hell of a lot of money. Income versus maintenance. This is one of those things that is we need it, but it doesn't really give us a lot of money. Okay, so now we've got a little bit of money. Let's look into research. And this will allow us to examine our market share. This will tell us how much Allberg Industries, how much of the market they currently control, which will probably be like 90%. A big singer announced she's a fan of your product. While many people love her music, others hate it. Now, I guess you could go either way here, but I'm going to publish it. No. Johan Allberg has posted a job with alluring benefits including an unlimited dental plan, a salary that's 5 times what you offer, and a yearly vacation using his private jet. Okay, he's going all out to try and take us out. And when we have our competitive analysis done, we'll be able to keep an eye on how he's cornering the market. As you can see, there are dips and troughs, and as he attacks us, our market share is going to fall. But we can also get more of the market share by developing those features better than he can and faster than he can, because we're a lot more lean than a big organization, and there's less red tape in developing this stuff. Let's speed it up. So the next thing will be to move to another office, which I've been putting off because I wanted to earn a little bit of money. A popular YouTuber has asked permission to view your website. Yep. Okay, a glitch prevented the video from being uploaded. Oh, again? Damn it. Make sure you increase all feature and technology scores above 7 to prevent another attack. I thought we had everything above 7. That was above 7, I'm sure it was. Okay. We gotta wait. We need to wait for the competitive analysis to complete. The curses of being one person. Okay, nice. So now we have the market share, and as you can see, wow, that's a lot better than I thought. We've got 21% of the market share. Not too bad for a company comprised of one person. Okay, so next thing we need to do is to fix this feature. Now my motivation's in the toilet at the moment. So let's fix that first, because if we try and develop something with low motivation, we're going to end up with bad work. Get free tickets to all areas of Dino Park, and as a bonus, VIP access to the Dino Park petting zoo, where fatalities among school-aged children have fallen below 50% since issuing AK-47s to park rangers. I thought they were going to issue them to the children, but let's hope not. So as you can see, our users are still plummeting. Our market share is good. I think it's just revising our features. Okay, another vacation. I don't want to leave that feature broken for too long, but if we're going to do this, we're going to do this right, because revising features is expensive, and we don't want to keep doing it. Okay. Since they have to work 21 hours a day, people start to realise Johan Orberg's job is not so alluring after all. Who would have thought working for a corporation could, in some cases, can be bad? I've worked for some really good corporations, actually, believe it or not. Okay, I think this was pretty good. I'm going to leave it as it is. Just going to rework that feature and try and get it above 7. And then that will guarantee they will not hack it. A local food bank has asked for a donation. Okay. It's only $200. Bit of good karma for us. Okay, we've got 4 months. I don't think we're going to make it. We won't have enough features done in time. Okay, 8.2. Nice. As you can see, that has now bumped us up. We've got some more users, some more cash. Now I want to develop one more feature before we start to branch out into a bigger office and more employees. With this feature, users can share opinions and agree and disagree with anyone on the platform. Usability skill is needed, which I don't have a lot of, but I'll do the best I can. Aesthetic. Actually, a bit more tech. Because as we know, any area of a website where you can enter data, there's the possibility of hacking. So they can enter, programming characters, bad data, all that sort of stuff. And if proper validation hasn't been implemented, which you'd be surprised how many times it's not, then they may be able to gain root access. And because we're one guy, I guarantee there's probably not proper maintenance on it. Okay, so it works. It's over 7, but as you can see, it's making virtually no money at all. We're going to have to revise that. But as you can see, our users are going up and up and up. Nice. So our monthly balance is now over $1,000. It's probably time to take the leap. And of course, a totally reliable delivery service, another fantastic game. Nice, here's our shiny new office, but we now have taken on more cost. Now we need another employee, so I'm going to hire someone, which usually is just a mate recommending. So we're just going to wait for one of our friends to give us a recommendation. Now we have a few options here. What I'm looking for is a specialist. So I want someone that has usability skill. So you don't. Any project that involves this employee will be slower. He's a procrastinator. Okay, no. I have to keep an eye on their cost too. Influencer. Now that is useful. We don't need marketing yet. This guy's a bit of an all-rounder. He's a bit expensive though. He's a bit cheaper. Oh, and he's got a good usability skill and a good marketing skill. Excellent. Let's go with him. I'm not lonely, I've got you. That's sweet, but you don't have me. Remember that your monthly expenses increase. Do contract work, create new features, sell your mother's shoes. Oh wait, scratch the last part, I've done that. Keep your balance positive. A steady feature development routine means you're on the right track. So now we have our second employee. Now, I would love to keep playing this game. It's a very, very long game. I think this is giving you enough idea of how to, or whether you want to go and check this game out. Once you get a second employee, the game starts to open up as you can develop more features. You can start to corner the market. You can see here we've already got 28% market share. Once you take over the market, you can start making some big money. Your startup can increase, and eventually you really wouldn't even call it a startup anymore. In terms of how accurate this is for a game, it's actually pretty close to the experience of a startup. You're being dirt poor, eating ramen noodles. I haven't worked in one myself, but I have worked with startups as part of my previous jobs, and this is pretty close to the experience. I have great respect for any entrepreneurs who have a startup. It wasn't for me, but I can definitely sympathize with how difficult a task it is. So hopefully you enjoyed this game. Hopefully it gives you an idea of whether you want to go and pick this one out. Another fantastic game from Tinybuild. They can't do any wrong in my opinion. I'm yet to play a bad game from them. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Leave me a like, leave me a subscribe if you enjoyed it, and hopefully you join me next time when we play another indie game. Until then, Skill Incarnate, out.